Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Blueprints. Where today we're probably doing pretty much the same thing we were doing last time, but this time with more figuring stuff out.
Yeah,
So, okay, the
it's all about
cards.
being a roguelite.
Yeah, well, so the cards in the entryway do seem to be the same every time.
Okay.
I am arbitrarily picking a direction. Uh, I kind of want to take like really early storm. I know this blocks off a corner. But one thing I was definitely thinking for this episode was that maybe we could try to, instead of using our space efficiently, um, we could just try to go north faster.
Yeah, you gotta go fast.
Well, just we haven't really done a run where we get very high in the ranks, and I'm
Yeah.
curious if there are like different rooms that may appear or.
Okay.
That said, let's do these wings
That said,
first.
let's immediately do something different.
Hey, you be nice to
Hi.
me.
I am nice
So
to
let's
you.
go to the parlor because we know we can get some quick gems in the parlor. Let me refresh myself real quick on the rules here. At least one box which is true, at least one box which is false. Okay. So you are in the parlor. This box is empty. The blue box is true. Well, this is a true statement, so this is false.
Yeah.
Hooray, gems. Okay. Now let's start northward. How about? I mean, do we
Alright.
want to take the corridor? I kind of want to have another look at the billiard room, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, this puts us in kind of a weird position corner-wise. Maybe we should just nook. You know what? We'll find the billiard room later. We should probably just like build up resources at the beginning of the run.
Alright, if you say so.
Amabel.
Rook.
It's a
rook.
rook.
In the
It's a
nook.
rook and a nook. Oh, I was gonna tell you it was a rook and a nook, but you realized it's a staircase. It's a staircase in a nook. It doesn't work quite as well. And 4 stars, very very conspicuously, exactly the stars that you see in the observatory.
Right.
So I wonder if that's interesting. We do not currently have 4 stars. Whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5 steps. We're still not really in a place where we're having those kinds of problems. And this is actually like a really good spot to drop a den, I think.
Yeah.
So you know what I didn't do, and it's just now occurring to me that it might be interesting,
What's that?
is I didn't check. So we saw quite clearly that a room does not necessarily have the same painting or the same sketches in it from run to run. What I did not see was whether the paintings are always in the same slots in the blueprint. Right? Does the room in this space always have a plane and a plan?
That's a good. Okay.
Hey,
So
Amabel,
remember what? Yeah.
you got a notebooks with you, right?
Not. Not.
No? Okay.
Yes, I do. Hang on.
Okay.
Do I have a pen? I have a pen. Okay. So
I just had a
we
thought.
are. Yeah. If this room
Yes,
always has.
we're here.
All right. So we're gonna. There's like 1, 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, write it down however it makes sense to you to write it down. Make it keep the information. But in particular, what I'm noticing here is this: we're in this room right now, right?
Yeah.
And it says E here. And if this is in fact a building plan, and this is a biplane, do you see what I'm?
No.
That's a plan and a plane are different by the letter E.
Oh.
and they've written E in this particular slot.
Okay. Yeah. So
So I don't know.
yeah,
Make
I,
some
I
notes,
jotted
but
that down. Yeah.
hold on a second. I'm gonna spend a step here. Amabel,
Stairs and stars.
stairs and stars.
And that is where is that room on the?
We're here now.
Okay. Stairs. Stars.
Okay, we gotta. I gotta for sure. We gotta do this now. This seems like a great time for a closet. We got a gem and a die and a hat. No, that's not a hat. That's a dessert. That's pudding. And that's desert and desert. Desert and dessert. I said the same word. You know what I mean.
Okay.
Desert and dessert.
And that was in the closet group.
Yeah, down in the very corner here. I know we should push onward, but I kind of want to go back. I'm gonna hold on. I'm excited.
Yeah. No, I know. I can tell.
This room has
Prayer and pry.
okay, pray and pry. I would
Pray-
not.
yeah,
I
pray
would
and
not
pry.
have. I would not have thought pry on that. I would have been very focused on the fact that it's a crowbar. So that's a
In the parlor.
yeah, and then the entrance hall is 2 cards though. It's an ace and a queen.
Yeah.
Is it gonna like? This is what I'm wondering is if it's spelling something. Is if it's spelling like a words. This would be S-A...
Well, let's check
Ace of spades and...
Let's say let's check the room beyond that. The storeroom. Are there any paintings in the storeroom?
There are. I'm probably just gonna have to spend the step. I'm trying to be sneaky. The other painting is unfortunately in this corner. All right, we spent it. Okay, pin and pine.
Okay. Pin. Pine.
With a pawn. Dun dun dun. Oh. The positions of the chess pieces might be describing a position on the chessboard, right? Like,
Well, we were thinking about that, but I haven't been able to.
I guess it'll depend on whether we see the same things. Again, whether we see the same things in the same room types or the same things in the same positions on the grid.
Yeah.
Anyway, pin and pine. So this is an E.
I have a silly question.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep pressing north to see how much more we can get, or do you?
Well,
want
now I'm
to
excited
call
about
it a day
this.
to test the theory.
No, well, what? Call it a day. What?
Call it a day so we can then verify the theory.
But why would we call it a day?
Because otherwise, I have to wait to find out.
Yeah, we're probably not very long. Queen of diamonds and ace of spades. So in the corner here, this is S-A blank E.
Yeah.
But we don't know that that's necessarily like we don't know where the word break is, right? Because given what's going on before it, there could be. But it could be ace and face, right? Because then that makes the word safe.
Okay.
Like an ace card and a
Yeah,
face
that's
card.
probably what it is.
That's interesting. If it is the word safe, it's weird that there's one character after the word safe. That might not be. And that's probably it, right?
Yeah, because
Why
like
would there be one
uh,
character after the word safe?
the only other thing I could think of is like the name of the Queen of Diamonds, but that's Rachel, and that doesn't.
I did not know
Yeah.
that they have canonical names.
The uh, in French cards they do. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's grab the security room early here.
Are we getting another cool cutscene that takes 10 minutes? No. Okay.
Bridge and Bride.
Bridge and Bride.
So G. So what was the den and the nook? It's an E and a
I.
EIG. If each thing is a word or two, it's maybe like 8 safes. Maybe? Something
Okay.
like that. Normal doors in these steel will be more likely to be locked, and security. Okay, yeah. All this stuff is the same as it was before. Same as it ever was. There's a knight in the security room. I don't suppose you remember if there was a knight in the security room. We saw it last time.
I don't remember. No.
Okay, me neither. None of these security monitors show us anything particularly interesting, I think. I guess if I was looking for something, I wouldn't know what it is that I'm looking for. Is really where that comes down. The dark room. You cannot see floor plans while in this room. Well, if we don't take the dark room, we're drafting a dead end.
Take the dark room then.
And we've never gotten to see the dark room before, which is cool.
Oh, maybe we'll get another cutscene. I'm so excited for cutscene.
There was a piece of paper on this table, and I can't interact with it now because it's too dark. Also, presumably, whatever paintings or whatever art there is in here, we either need to restore the power or we need like a flashlight or something. So a bunch of film canisters. Yeah, the exits from this room are like perfect though.
Yeah. I think if we keep going further to the right and we can confirm that one is a T.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make it
we'll
pretty clear, right? Do you want to take the gem requirement room just because it's probably a good room?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the observatory.
Okay. It's our friend the observatory.
Truck
Car.
or car, perhaps. Car and cart.
And that is a T.
And that is a T. Okay, so eight safes.
8 safes.
Something like that. This is always... It turns... Now that we've solved it once, it just turns to be looking in the right direction, it seems like, which is nice. +3 footsteps, which is good, because I'm throwing footsteps away like crazy here. Okay. Amabel, I feel like we're starting to discover it. I feel like we're making making headway based on my assumptions here. Mountain and some peas.
Peak.
Peak and pea. It's a singular peak and multiple peas. So far, they've been different by one letter. But yeah, it could be peak and P or peaks and P's, and the thing is the K. That's a little looser than the other ones because it is definitely a single peak and multiple P's. They might have fucked up. Okay, this is not a terrible time for the billiard room.
Yeah.
We're going up the right wall, right? Yeah, so. Sand and. It's a little annoying to me that this isn't ampersand,
Yeah.
but this is sand and, right?
Yeah. Okay. Can we look at the darts on the?
Yeah, I was trying
Are
to.
those the
I was
same
trying to look
dart?
at everything else because the dartboard is like the only thing that we know for sure what to like that we can touch it.
Yeah. Are those the same darts that we had before, and are those the same balls?
Hey, here's a great question. Was I smart enough to take a picture of the dartboard? Uh-oh, Amabel. Uh-oh. It's looking like the answer is no.
Well, take one now,
I took pictures of every other damn thing.
and take one of the
I
billiard
am
table.
fairly sure that the darts are... I thought there were more darts before. I don't know. Take a picture of the billiard table is probably a good idea as well. Alright, now what I do have here is our picture of that book with the page mentioning the billiards puzzle.
Okay.
So that'll be real useful to me and not you so much. Take that, Amabel.
I mean, you could just do the thing we did with Lorelei, where like you find a way to show it to me and show it to the viewers.
Yeah, probably.
You could.
Good.
Doesn't mean you will.
Seems doable. Seems like a thing that could occur. In any case, here we are. So, press that, and then it does this. And if I just like push stuff, okay. I thought last time I pushed a thing and it reset to the first state, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
What did I just? I pressed 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one thing I am noticing now, you know, there's that bit about the order of operations
Mm-hmm.
in the book.
Yeah.
Addition is blue and subtraction is yellow.
Okay.
I think when we saw this before, I think it only lit up blue sectors before, and so I wasn't thinking of them as blue. I was thinking of them as on.
Okay, well, plus 16 minus 10 is 6?
And then this would be a 3. Yep, and then multiplication is pink. So 3 times 3
is 9.
Right, and then and then there's that drawing of the order of operations thing, and it's showing array going out from the middle. So you process them in add, then subtract, then multiply order.
Okay.
So
6 times 3, which
is
is
18. Wait, was 18 the right answer to the first step? Did I just accidentally press the right answer to the first step? What is the fucking... Oh, I mean 1 in 20, right?
Well, it was kind of the right. I mean, you had to get there, but yeah.
Well, no, but I just pressed something for the second step, right? We pressed the 8, and then I wasn't...
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Sorry about my coughing.
Well, that's gonna look real fucking suspicious on the video. I don't know if you've been doing this long enough to have people like weirdly second guessing you and insisting that you know things. But it is a thing that's happened to me before, and I'm always a little sensitive about it. Every time I do something weird, it's like, somebody's gonna accuse me of knowing stuff.
Let me go ahead and vouch for you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
For the people watching this.
Okay.
I've
I
been
can
living
see where
with
this is
you for
going.
like 3 years.
Yeah.
I would never accuse you of knowing things.
That's very funny. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking with this. We already have access to this space via the dark room. So drafting the bedroom here doesn't actually get us any new access. So I think I'm just going to take the nursery before we draft any other bedrooms, right?
All right, that makes sense.
Plus, this is a room we haven't seen before. And then we can head back through the dark room to get to that
Grab
area.
that, you'll become invincible.
So once again, oh, see, this is different. They're using the same image to mean something different. That's a match. Or a fire? Could that be a fire and this is supposed to be a fur?
That's fire.
Is this not the same drawing of a tree?
No, that's a different tree. That's a fir.
It is? Okay.
Yep.
I thought this is not. It's not the same. Amabel. Oh, Jesus Christ. Amabel, I'm losing my marbles over here. Did you see this huge goose before?
I did.
That ain't right.
I didn't want to startle you, so I didn't say anything.
How can you be comfortable? What kind of fucking monster puts a huge goose in their baby's nursery? See, this is adorable. This is a fun toy.
I think it's like a mother goose kind of situation.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it is. You cannot teach your children that geese are healthy to be around or friendly. Hey, Amabel, it's the world's angriest boy in the world. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies, not correct, and a red castle made of stone. This red crown is made of metal and it has rubies in it.
Yeah.
Terrible. Oh, is that? Hold on. Next page. The prince had a love, not how commas work, for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. And reading with a child, I have the strong urge while reading this to have you to turn to you and go, okay, so what are all the things you see in the picture?
That's a lobster.
That's a lobster. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. This illustration's a little strange because he doesn't have any fucking eyes. But I guess you get what they know about eyes. The person who illustrated this is aware of the concept. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue.
How you feeling about these commas?
I know what. I don't like them. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he was ever outside when the clouds weren't around.
Would it be worse if there were semicolons?
It would be worse if they were semicolons. You could get wronger, more wronger even. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? Amabel, what do you think? What do you think?
Is it this book?
Is
there a monster at the end of this? Is there a goose at the end of this book?
It seems likely, but I want to believe that it's like one fish, two fish. A story he had read in the bath and the bed, and maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said. It was the story of a boy who also wore red, and he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, the book is quite near you, in fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read. This is weird, right? That he's like in an attic with the furniture all covered up?
Yeah, I think that's a clue.
A clue.
Yeah.
What means this word, clue? Where you going with this?
Oh, okay. So I see you're not familiar.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with the idea of knowing or solving things. as you noted earlier.
because you are famously an Anglophile, so uh, the word I mean is Cluedo.
Ah, yes, okay.
Let's look at Cluedo.
It's a clue. It's one of those delightful Cluedos. All right, we're walking back. Are we learning things? Are you putting letters in your little grid?
I am putting letters in my grid.
Okay. All right, so we go this way from the dark room.
Jam.
Jeb. Well,
Lock and clock.
lock and clock. Is this a dead end room we've not seen before? Yeah, we didn't actually take the secret passage before. Leads to a room color of your choice. Leads to a room, a color of your choice. So yeah, lock and clock here. Leads to interactable books for choosing room colors. Gold sink, red rover, the key to the bedroom, green thumb, and the halls of holly. By orange. Well, since we don't really have a lot of rooms in the house right now, obviously we would not have chosen the secret passage. What happens if we choose a color of room that's not currently in the house? Well, the answer is this shit opens and there's a room on the other side of this already. So too goddamn bad.
Well, that's one way to learn.
That's one way to learn. So we do still have an open door in the den.
Yeah.
So I will just be walking all the way back to the den. Goodbye, all of our steps.
But you don't care about the steps.
Well, at this point, it still definitely does not seem like the steps will be the limiting factor, right?
Yeah. So something that when I play these roguelite games, not this, there's all sorts of different games with this structure.
Mm-hmm.
But I will sometimes just do a run without the intention of winning, but to just make progress on a particular goal.
Well, yeah.
And
I mean, but you should always also be like, why not also win?
I mean,
Amabel.
I'm not good at games like you are. I'm just saying,
Bird in a
row and row?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, and this is where? This is...
We are here.
Okay.
So what were the letters at the end of this line?
C and K.
C and K. And this is an R. Oh, no, this is a C. This is a C.
C.
Crack 8 safes, maybe?
Maybe. Let's find out what is
see
in
if
that.
this is going to be an R for us. This is unfortunate because we're not going to be able to get the middle letter, but it seems like the bedroom's reasonable to take here.
Yeah. And I mean, once we get this letter, we'll know what the middle letter is. Like we know that last letter is S for saves.
It's a tie. There is a pawn here. Oh, you know what? If the letters, or if the chess pieces are always the same per room type rather than position, maybe the point is to draft a chess position into the grid, which would require you to remember what, make notes of what's in each room.
Okay. Well,
seems very doable.
It seems impossible to me.
It seems extremely doable. This is Tears.
Oh,
right.
Okay, so that's an R.
Yeah.
That is crack. This is not going to be croc. Could be crick, but I don't think so.
Amabel.
Yeah.
The fuck is this?
It was there last time. I don't know.
It was there last time. Did we do this room before?
Yeah, we've been in this room before.
Okay. My famous memory cropping up again. Greetings from Reddington. Reddington, Amabel.
Yep.
The little prince who loved red. He's coming for us.
He's gonna.
The world's angriest boy in the world. The pantry will be good here.
Do you think other people are gonna get that reference, sweetheart?
I hope so. Everybody who doesn't is in trouble.
Chat or
You can say
wait,
chat.
are there,
It's fine.
okay.
They know.
Put it in the comments if you understand the reference she's making. Because you know how
I bet.
she's always at me.
I bet there's going to be
me referencing things people don't know.
No, you just like say a thing. You're kind of doing it again by drawing so much attention to it instead of just letting it pass.
Wait, what are there any things here?
Well, yeah, there were coins and there was an apple.
No.
Drawings.
The pictures.
Yes.
The thing I'm writing down.
Yes, coat and cot.
Okay, and this is above the R.
Above the bedroom, yeah.
Okay.
Because you always got to make it difficult. Listen, I'm sure that amongst our legion of fans, there will be plenty of people who are going to get the reference. I mean, this seems like an okay spot for the chapel.
Okay. You got the money for it.
Okay, there are not drawings in this room. It looks like actually, so it's maybe like, well, the bishop is still here, and that certainly makes sense. And it was definitely a bishop before. So yeah, I think maybe that's the thing. Maybe we have to try to draft a particular chess position. So we should be on the lookout probably for a chessboard that describes the position to be rebuilt.
Okay.
You know, I didn't notice before that these are numbered.
Yeah.
We took pictures of them, so we have all this information already.
They do appear to be the same.
So, yeah, it does appear to be the same. So it's the person with the hoe, like the farmer, and then the baker. It's specifically a baker, right? Because it's the big wooden paddle that you use to get things out of the oven. And then
it's either a baker or a dame.
And then a more different kind of farmer. Similar thing. Then a chimney sweep. This is describing which order to watch Disney movies in. This is Mary Poppins, obviously.
Okay, and Fox and the Hound. Don't watch Fox and the Hound. That's depressing. Okay, are we going north or south here? Which one?
I want to open this door. This is not a bad place for the utility closet, I suppose. I didn't actually want to go in, both because it will cost us steps and because it will cost us a coin to get back out. And we don't actually know, like, we know what the letter is already, right? We know what it will be.
Yeah.
Well, drawing room certainly seems like the next fit. Ministry of Silly Walks ass room. I'm gonna not do it. We're gonna just not even go in there because we know, because we trust, because we know. All right, so in here there are two goddamn many drawings. It's a lot of people walking. Look at that. So it actually, it's describing the length of the stride, maybe, or stride or step. Yeah, it sure is. Oh.
Okay.
Tear and tiger, that's cute.
So that's a G?
That's a G.
And where are we?
We are here.
Above the chapel, okay.
Yeah, it is. I did not notice the little arrows. I'm feeling so much. We recorded the first episode probably a lot later in the evening than we ought to have, but I was just very excited about like getting into the concepts. I feel like I'm noticing a lot of things this time that I didn't notice before. Well, what do you think? Do you want to try to like work out what this row might be, or do you want to just push on rank wise like we're like hopefully we'll get to do both.
Let's try to move a little bit more in this row.
All right. I think that's reasonable.
Because we only have the one. We have a G in the middle.
Check one item and retrieve it on another day. This is not a particularly good room for our current circumstance. So we don't really have any items. I mean, aside from this stuff. So I guess it's the boudoir because the commissary goes back in the wrong direction.
Okay.
Plus, this will give us some steps. Yay. Turns out steps still not a realistic concern. So there's a safe in this room. This is the one where I tried to 0451 it, right?
Yeah.
This is an image of this room, right?
Yeah. How many pictures are there? How many stained glass paintings are there in the chapel? Are
7?
there 8? 7.
Well, why?
Well, because those are identified with Roman numerals, and so are the safes. And if what we're writing down is 8 safes,
So are
something
the
cracked 8
safes?
safes.
What do you mean?
Well, the safe in that photograph,
Yeah?
there's like a 3 on the. Oh no, those are the buttons. Never mind.
Okay.
I thought it was a Roman numeral 3.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So it is interesting that the safe in this picture, as being given as a present, is in a different position. I would if I was gonna have some guys deliver a safe to give as a present,
Yeah.
I would have them put it in its final position so that I didn't have to move it myself later.
Okay, so what are
But it
the
looks like it's in this corner of the room in that picture because it's behind the photograph. Oh yeah, okay. Farming?
the other
Trees? Garden. Yeah. You know what this is? I think this is a picture of the apple garden
Okay.
with the little sign. Remember the one that's behind our campsite?
Okay, so it could be a garden, could be a plot, could be a orchard.
Oh, plot. That's interesting because this is a pilot.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure that I would have gotten that, honestly.
Okay, we have an I and a G in a row, so I'm thinking that's
8.
another 8.
Maybe.
8 something, crack 8 safes.
Maybe. Yeah, could be.
Because we have an AE at S. We don't have anything for the chapel. But we have an AES, so.
Yeah.
Which would make me think faces, maybe, but
Well,
just keep.
it could be safes again, right?
True.
All right. This is pretty good position for a passageway we unfortunately can't afford. Do we spare room, or is this the time to use the die? Let's maybe spare room, right? Like try to hold on to the die for a position where we like actually can't get anywhere. The spare room doesn't have any art, which I hadn't really considered. That does make things a little awkward. Okay, and also it's just going to eat up all my keys. I guess commissary. I don't love that, but is what it is. So, clock and tie?
Time and tie.
Oh, time and tie, sure. Okay. With
That's an M.
with time, without.
With the letter M, without the letter M.
I
It's
guess.
telling us,
Yeah.
I think this is telling us how
I
that puzzle works. I think it's a clue for that.
I guess.
They weren't counting on you being so brilliant.
Ah. Keycard door. That's fairly problematic.
Well, what's in the commissary? Can we get a key card for $4?
No. We can buy a magnifying glass, running shoes, a sledgehammer. Yeah, well, this is just like a hard dead end for us then. Chris, you higher ranks. All right, we still have the west wing hall
Yeah.
and the north door out of the drawing room.
All right, let's try drawing room first.
There is a pawn in the dresser there. Okay, well, I mean, the hallway makes sense, I think.
Okay.
So it's like plane and planet? What? It sure does. The thing is, it's a drawing of a planet being drawn, and that feels significant, but if this isn't planet, then what would the thing be?
Okay, so plane and planet, and this is, right, there it is, okay. So I'm putting down the T for that.
Yeah, I don't feel awesome about that. This drawing is very weird for it to just be planet. Why would they include the hand? Yeah, doors of the west wing are more likely to be locked. So
That's
we found
why.
that thing that says that the interesting 7 locked doors. Yeah, we found that thing that says that the red memos are a lie. But do you think this red memo is a lie in the sense that doors in the west wing are not more likely to be locked, or that doors in the west wing are less likely to be locked?
I don't know.
Because those are
Good
different.
question. I think dining room is...
Yeah, dining room seems like the play. We are unfortunately only on rank 7. Dining room has a pawn. It also has a big picture of a deer or a stag in a stage.
Stag in a stage.
Ooh, hey. Check out all this money I found. Okay, so we have here an opportunity to fill in more stuff in this row. What's the boudoir drawing room row say right now?
IG.
IG. Okay. Could be the word 8 again?
I'm assuming.
Locked.
If you go north, they're more likely to be locked, yeah.
Well,
All right, we might need to just circle back.
That's
then
very
and go
inconvenient.
to the West Wing Hall.
do we want to buy something in the commissary now? We have enough money for all the things. And we're gonna have to backtrack through the chapel.
So
So
just spend the money.
spend the
before-
money so as not to have it for the chapel to steal it. And we've never tried to go into the chapel with no money before. It is an interesting. I definitely want to do that.
Okay. Now that maneuver of not having the money so that you don't have to pay it, we call that pulling a Samhain when we play board games.
Yes, I'm very careful with my spending. So we don't know what the sleeping mask does, right?
Yeah.
Did you just lose the
I
feed?
just lost the stream.
Yeah, that's weird. I saw it happen on my end too. Can we just reestablish? It's weird that the feed to you would drop, but the call is still fine.
Yeah, and your face dropped. So now I'm just seeing gassed instead of your face.
My face is also gone. Yeah, you don't necessarily need to tell the viewers that.
I'm sorry, I'm giving you information as far as the nature. Okay, it's trying to get into the stream.
Okay, yeah.
Stream failed to start.
That's not great. That's kind of an important element of the thing we're doing here.
Yeah. Do you want to pause the recording and kick me out of the call? And
Yeah, we're gonna troubleshoot. We'll be right back, y'all. Okay, we're back. Everything's fine. Weird stuff. So, we know what the running shoes do. They sometimes give you an extra step in large or outdoor rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping mask
Sleeping
versus
mask.
sledgehammer. What do you think?
Sledgehammer, because the sledgehammer, I want to say probably lets us break through stuff.
Can shatter
Shatter
padlocks,
padlocks.
unlocks
Okay.
trunks. That might not be the
Okay.
only thing it does. We'll see. Okay, so we're completely out of resources now. We have the die, I suppose. Okay, yeah, nothing. It just can't. It just can't take the thing. So, since we're probably not coming back here, I am going to go into the utility closet now. Especially since, like I said, there's no ability for the chapel to take more money
Okay.
from us. Oh, it's road and rod.
So that is the A. Okay.
And I mean, I'll turn on the power of the dark room.
Okay.
Keycard entry system. I mean, turning this off is not going to let us go through the doors, right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
And then there's the VAC indicators. I don't know what to do with this. So a VAC being ventilation something, right?
Ventilation, air conditioning, probably.
But
Yeah.
these are just indicators, not like we know how to make this line purple, but we don't know why we would do that or what the effect of it is. So I guess I'm gonna just do it and then leave.
All right.
Okay, so now this is blue. We do the lights out with it. Then we turn everything purple with this maneuver. Okay. Probably good. Now we have a question. Is it worth it to check if that commissary door works, given that we actually are very low on steps now? It would be 1, 2, 3, 4 out, and then 4 back. I think turning off the keycard security systems is just going to make the doors inaccessible.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm assuming.
I would love to go back to the dark room, but again, I just don't know that we have the steps. Let's not, for the moment,
Okay.
let's try to make progress up the west wing. We get paid out a little bit here. Yeah, let's just try to advance. Okay, and we are immediately stopped. Redraw. The veranda. The veranda takes us through stuff. But, it's right. Well, so we could coat check our hammer.
Okay.
Plus, this lets us see the coat check room.
Oh, or we could. Oh, okay, yeah.
What?
Car and card. Well, I was gonna say we could. Wait, which room is this? Where is it in the grid? Yeah, it's a D, so it's DA space ES.
Dares? Dares crack 8 safes? That's sentence
Okay.
structure. That's a verb and a predicate.
I was gonna say if we had drafted the counts as 2 bedrooms, we would have gotten 10 extra steps because we get 5 extra steps for drafting a bedroom.
Yeah, but to do what with? All the doors that are left are locked. We can already make it back to the dark room.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
I would like to store my sledgehammer. Yes. Are we good? Is that all there is to do? Okay. All right. Okay, that's clicking in the window anywhere does that. All right, well, I think that's all there is to do then for this day is just to go back to the dark room.
Okay.
Your ability to draft a particular chess position onto the map is going to be so random. Okay, so that's a pawn. It's worth noting that's a black pawn instead of a yellow pawn.
Okay.
I feel like most of the chess pieces we've seen have been yellow.
Black pawn in the parlor.
So we go through security into the dark room where the power has been restored to find a bat and a bath. The bat is very funny. And yeah, H8, right?
Okay.
That's fully what we expected. What else is going on in this dark room? Picture of a lady wearing a flower at a desk with a computer. There's a queen, very conspicuously. The help, somewhat out of focus. I guess that's just kind of how it is for rich folks, huh? And this is the same picture, but better focused. Weird. A key card.
Oh.
I don't think we have enough steps to get back there.
Do enough to get back to the code check?
Oh, that's interesting. So here's a picture of the... There's something carved into this tree. A picture of the gate to the orchard. Print notes. HS has requested yet another print of her ladyship, I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark, so keep an eye on that. Huh. Would not be a terrible time to have a magnifying glass. Another out of focus shot of the maids. Here's our man and his camera. Huh. Well, this is certainly interesting. Okay, so to make it back to the commissary, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then gain 2. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we won't make it back.
But we could make it back to the code check.
But we can make it back to the code check. All right. Well, yeah. What I was going to say is we don't have the option of storing like gems or keys, but the key card is an item, I think. It's not like it's not counting it or stored in the top right, so hopefully we will be able to code check it.
And if not, we'll have found that out.
And Amabel, we finally got to a place where the step limit actually mattered.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not allowed to check multiple items.
Well, we can retrieve it and then check in another.
Yeah, but do we want to?
I mean, do you think the hammer is going to be...
I think the hammer is going to be harder to find again than a key card.
Okay.
That's my thinking.
Okay.
All right, let's see what happens when we run out of steps. You've pushed yourself to the very edge of exhaustion. Let's return to your campsite. You continue your search tomorrow. The house might be a little bit different. Just a touch.
I feel like we made some progress here. That was really good insight there, sweetheart.
What an ordinary villa.
Yeah, that's what that looks like.
Thank you. That's kind of you to say. I often find it is helpful to like get the elements bouncing around in your head and then go away and come back.
Yeah.
That has been hugely helpful to me in a lot of different puzzle games. We did not reach rank 8. They never put the food in the dining room. All right, what do you think? You want to do one more? One more cycle here?
Well, we're at about an hour.
Are we? The fact that we interrupted the recording has... I don't have an accurate timer anymore.
I mean,
Okay, you want to call that a day?
An hour. Let's call that a day.
All right. Well, I think then that's gonna be it for us for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, I'm not watching the clock. I'm just watching the recording progress. So when we do a split like that, if I don't specifically take note of the timing before we stop, I completely lose track of where we are. So we figured some stuff out today. I think we got some something going with this like letters in a grid thing. Although I guess I didn't figure that stuff out so much as I realized that we were being explicitly told by that one room. But I do feel good about some of the stuff that we did. When you come back next time, hopefully, we will continue to make revelations. You know, in my defense, like the darts puzzle seems pretty straightforward now. In my defense, I think I got caught up because the book calls it the billiard puzzle, not the billiard room puzzle or the puzzle that's in the billiard room. The book calling it the billiard puzzle makes you think the billiard table should be involved, right?
I assumed it was too.
If it's a billiard puzzle, but okay, fine. Anyway, when you come back next time, hopefully more revelations, and we'll see you then.